Alright, watch this. So, in this video, I'm gonna go through how easy it is to set up FLUX.2 Klein on a simple machine just like a laptop with 4 GB of VRAM. And then I'll go into something a little more advanced, which is my own GGUF dev workflow, which just gives you more quality. It's a better model, it has more parameters, but you're gonna need something a little better than 4 GB to run it. At the end, I'm gonna go through and compare both models with my server and my laptop. It's gonna be just a quick comparison to show you what exactly you're gonna get, how long things should take, and how it looks. So here's why Klein is so much different than anything else I cover. Usually because of the low VRAM machines I have to do a lot of different things. I have to use GGUF files because they just work better and we can quantize lower. I cannot use things that are straight in ComfyUI just because I don't have the power to run them like that. Now FLUX.2 Klein is so small, which is what Klein means, that you can run it on just a laptop, on just a 3060. It runs totally perfect. Now we already have our hedgehog. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? All you have to do is go to ComfyUI workflows, now browse templates, then we're going to look for FLUX Klein. Now image edit also works and works well if you want to use that, but today we're going to focus on text to image, which is just this. Now it's a little bit of a different model that they use for this specific workflow, but we have a different one downloaded. I'm just going to select this. As you can see, it doesn't have base in the name, but that's totally fine. Now again, we don't have to download anything special. If you don't have the models downloaded yet, there will be a little prompt that comes up and tells you to download all the models. You just have to click download all. Obviously you have to have enough space on your computer. It should be somewhere around 22 GB if I remember it right. And once it's all downloaded, which might take a while, it took me a few hours with my bad internet connection, but once it's all finished and downloaded, you can run it straight out the box. So now let's take a look at the dev model and how to actually get it running on ComfyUI, because this isn't as easy as FLUX.2 Klein. Now, first I'll show you the Hugging Face repo of City96. He makes GGUF conversions a lot of times that are very good. I like to use in my workflow. Now, when using a workflow in ComfyUI, there's a few parts to it. There's the main model, which in this case is in this repo, and then there's the text encoder and VE. But if you go to the model card, you will see it has it all listed. So you can click here, save tensor, that's what you need to download, and save tensor version, not the GGUF version for Mistral 3 small flux 2. The lower your PC is, the smaller files you want to get. That's going to use less VRAM, less RAM, and less computational power. Now these are the three things you need to download right on the model page. If you look here, you see different quantizations. Q8 is always the best, so the one that uses the most power and you need the best PC for. And Q2K is the smallest, so we'll use the lowest amount of power. Now personally, I use Q2K to run on my laptop, 4 GB of VRAM, and I use Q5KM to run on my 3060 in my server. Alright, so let's take a look at the workflow. The links to all of this is obviously in the description. Before we start, I just want to go through one quick thing, and this is where you're supposed to put the models when you have downloaded them. So I'm going to go real quick to my ComfyUI folder. So here we go. Here we have ComfyUI. You go to models, and now let's check it out. Diffusion models is where you put the main GGUF model. I'm just going to go look for it real quick. Right here, FLUX.2 dev Q5KM. Now the VE goes in the VE folder, pretty simple right here, and the text encoder in the text encoder folder. That's all you have to do before you start ComfyUI, and then you go to the Civet AI link that I have below and get the workflow and just drag and drop it straight into ComfyUI. And now you have something like this. If you download a different model, you'll have to set it here. Maybe you chose something smaller, something bigger because you have a better or worse computer. Same goes for this, because the FPF mixed version is very small and very fast, but you can get bigger versions that kind of give you better prompt adherence. Okay, so there's not much to the workflow. You load all the models in, you have a prompt, you have a sampler with a few settings set like Uni PC Normal, CFG1, the max I would try is CFG 3.5. FLUX.2 doesn't really like to have high CFG values. Here's an image I just created. I'm pretty happy with it. It's alright. The foot here, the foot hand is very messed up, so I might have to regenerate that. But yeah, now I'm gonna just show you what a render looks like, and I will be going because this takes a long time. Alright, so now we come to the last part of the video, the comparison. Now I ran the dev workflow via GGUF here, about 1080 by 1920, so always a full HD image. I ran it a few times today. It always took around 20 minutes or 1,100 seconds to be exact. I think that is pretty slow. Not gonna lie, for a model, I think Klein image was quite a lot faster. I'm guessing Z image turbo is way faster from what I've seen. But I still think it's a solid model. I really like the quality of the dev version. I have also tried to run it on my laptop, the actual dev version using Q2KM. I haven't finished the rendering just yet. It's saying it's taking about 3 hours to render it. So I'll definitely make a comment in the comment section below, and I'll tell you guys if it worked or not, but it seems to be working, but 3 hours for a single image is way too long, to be honest. However, the FLUX.2 Klein version works great, even on 4 GB of VRAM. It took about 100 seconds or something to make an image, which is great. For everyday stuff, FLUX.2 Klein is actually very, very good. The quality is good enough to make concepts with it, to showcase ideas, but it isn't really production ready. I have 2 examples here to show you, and I personally think the dev version just has more depth, more quality, better details, better prompt adherence. You can definitely make a judge for yourself, but my recommendation is on the dev model. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. I'd love a subscription, and I'll see you guys next time.